Welcome back to Stoic Unbroken. Today we're delving into a crucial aspect of human interaction, how to tell if someone is lying. In this video, we'll explore the fascinating and complex topic of deception. Over the next 30 minutes, we'll break down what deception really is and why people deceive, shedding light on the psychological mechanisms behind it. So go grab a snack, sit back, relax, and listen well. Understanding deception isn't just about catching lies. It's about cultivating a deeper awareness and maintaining our inner peace, aligned with Stoic principles. Behavioral signs. Inconsistent stories. Frequent changes in the details of their story. Have you ever listened to someone recount an event only to notice that the details shift each time they tell it? It's like watching a painting change with each stroke of the brush. These alterations might seem subtle at first, but they're significant. Our memories don't typically morph so easily, indicating that these changes are deliberate attempts to obfuscate the truth. Contradictions between different accounts of the same event. Picture this. One day they claim they were alone at the cafe. The next they mention being with friends. It's akin to watching a jigsaw puzzle with pieces that don't fit. These contradictions are glaring signs that their narrative is built on shifting sands, with each version vying for authenticity. Revision of previous statements when questioned. Have you ever questioned someone about a detail from their story, only to witness them backpedal and amend what they said? It's like watching a gymnast perform a routine, only to stumble and attempt to regain their balance. These revisions aren't innocent errors, but calculated maneuvers to evade detection, confusion or hesitation when retelling the story. Imagine listening to someone narrate an event, only to observe them falter and stumble over their words. It's like watching a dancer forget their choreography mid-performance. These hesitations and moments of confusion are not mere lapses in memory, but indicators of a mind struggling to maintain a facade. Inconsistencies with known facts or evidence. What happens when their story doesn't align with what you already know? Perhaps they claim they've been out of town, yet you saw them at the local market. It's akin to trying to fit a square peg into a round hole. These inconsistencies are glaring red flags, signaling that their narrative is at odds with reality. Overly complex or convoluted explanations. Ever listen to someone recount a seemingly straightforward event, only to be bombarded with unnecessary details and convoluted explanations? It's like trying to navigate a maze with no end in sight. These overly complex narratives aren't attempts at clarity, but smokescreens designed to conceal the truth amidst a flurry of words. Body language. Avoiding direct eye contact or looking away frequently. Have you ever tried to catch someone's gaze, only to find them darting their eyes in every direction but yours? It's like trying to pin down a butterfly fluttering from flower to flower. Avoiding eye contact isn't just a sign of shyness. It's a subconscious attempt to evade scrutiny and conceal deceit. Fidgeting, such as playing with hands, tapping feet, or shifting position. Picture this. Someone fidgeting in their seat, their hands drumming a nervous rhythm on their knees. It's like watching a cat on a hot tin roof, unable to find a moment's peace. This restless energy isn't born out of a surplus of vitality, but stems from the discomfort of harboring a lie. Touching the face, neck, or mouth while speaking. Have you ever noticed someone repeatedly touching their face or neck during a conversation? It's like watching a poker player nervously shuffle their cards. These subconscious gestures aren't innocent quirks, but indications of a mind wrestling with the truth it's trying to conceal. Excessive blinking or rapid eye movements. What's behind those rapid blinks? It's like trying to decipher Morse code with your eyes. Excessive blinking isn't just a reflex, but can be a telltale sign of nervousness and inner turmoil, betraying the speaker's attempt to mask their deception. Closed body language, such as crossed arms or legs. Ever seen someone cross their arms or legs tightly during a conversation? It's like watching a fortress closing its gates. Closed body language isn't just a defensive posture. It's a subconscious barrier erected to shield the speaker from scrutiny and protect the lie they're safeguarding. Signs of nervousness like sweating or a flushed face. Imagine watching someone's face turn beet red as they stumble through their story. It's like witnessing a pot about to boil over. These physiological reactions aren't just the body's response to external stimuli, but manifestations of the internal conflict raging within, the battle between truth and deception. Verbal cues. Vague responses and overly detailed stories, providing non-specific answers that lack detail. Have you ever asked someone a direct question only to receive a vague and nebulous response? It's like trying to grasp a handful of smoke. Non-specific answers aren't just innocuous. They're calculated attempts to sidestep accountability and obscure the truth, adding unnecessary or excessive details to seem believable. Picture this: someone weaving a tapestry of intricate details, each thread adding another layer of complexity to their story. It's like watching a magician perform sleight of hand tricks. These excessive details aren't embellishments, but distractions designed to dazzle and deceive the listener. Using ambiguous language and avoiding concrete terms. Ever listen to someone speak in riddles, their words cloaked in ambiguity and vagueness? It's like trying to decipher a cryptic crossword puzzle. Ambiguous language isn't just a linguistic quirk, it's a deliberate tactic employed to sow confusion and obfuscate the truth, responding with generalizations rather than specifics. Imagine asking someone for specifics, only to receive a broad and sweeping generalization in response. It's like trying to navigate a map with no landmarks. Generalizations aren't just shorthand, they're strategic omissions designed to obscure the truth and elude scrutiny. Being unable to recall critical details when asked. What happens when someone's memory conveniently fails them at a crucial moment? It's like watching a magician's assistant vanish into thin air. Inability to recall critical details isn't just an innocent lapse. It's a calculated omission designed to conceal the truth and evade accountability. Offering irrelevant information to distract from the main question. Ever listen to someone go off on a tangent, their words meandering aimlessly away from the topic at hand? It's like trying to catch a greased pig. Offering irrelevant information isn't just a conversational detour. It's a deliberate diversionary tactic employed to deflect attention and conceal the truth. Changes in voice pitch. Noticeable increase in pitch when answering questions. Have you ever detected a subtle shift in someone's voice, a slight uptick in pitch betraying their inner turmoil? It's like listening to a symphony conductor lose control of their orchestra. An increase in pitch isn't just a random fluctuation. It's a physiological response to the stress of deception, a subconscious giveaway of their inner conflict. Frequent throat clearing or changes in vocal tone. Picture this: someone clearing their throat repeatedly, their vocal cords strained under the weight of their deceit. It's like listening to a scratched record skip and stutter. Throat clearing isn't just a reflex. It's a subconscious attempt to buy time and compose oneself, a telltale sign of the speaker's inner turmoil. Speaking faster or slower than usual. Ever notice someone's speech pattern suddenly accelerate or decelerate during a conversation? It's like watching a speedometer fluctuate wildly. Changes in speaking pace aren't just random variations, they're indicative of the speaker's attempt to control the flow of information and mask their deception. Voice cracks or breaks during certain statements. Imagine listening to someone's voice crack like thunder on a stormy night, their words faltering like a ship in turbulent waters. It's like witnessing a dam on the brink of bursting. Voice cracks aren't just innocent hiccups, they're eruptions of the speaker's internal conflict, betraying the strain of their deceit. Variations in volume, either too loud or too quiet. What's behind those sudden fluctuations in volume, like a roller coaster careening off its tracks? Speaking too loudly or softly isn't just a matter of acoustics. It's a deliberate attempt to assert dominance or evade detection. A vocal charade masking the speaker's inner turmoil. Monotone delivery in an attempt to sound calm. Ever heard someone speak in a monotone voice, their words devoid of emotion like an actor reciting lines from a script? It's like watching a puppet with strings pulled taut. Monotone delivery isn't just a stylistic choice, it's a calculated facade, a mask of calmness concealing the speaker's turbulent emotions. Contradictions. Statements that conflict with previously provided information. Have you ever caught someone in a web of contradictions, their words twisting and turning like a labyrinth? Contradictory statements aren't just innocent slips of the tongue. They're glaring inconsistencies, cracks in the foundation of their deceit. Discrepancies between verbal and nonverbal cues. Picture this: someone's words saying one thing while their body language screams another. It's like watching a mime perform two different acts at once. Discrepancies between verbal and nonverbal cues aren't just minor inconsistencies, they're seismic fault lines, revealing the faultiness of the speaker's narrative, stories that don't align with known timelines or facts. Imagine listening to someone spin a tale that defies the laws of time and space, their words weaving a tapestry of fiction. It's like watching a clock with hands that refuse to move. Stories that defy timelines aren't just innocent exaggerations. They're bold fabrications, fantasies masquerading as reality, inconsistencies between what is said and what is observed. Ever witnessed someone's words unravel before your eyes? Their carefully crafted story unraveling like a ball of yarn. Inconsistencies between words and actions aren't just minor blips. They're glaring contradictions, revealing the hollowness of the speaker's narrative. Differences in the story when told to different people. What happens when someone tailors their story to suit different audiences, like a chameleon changing its colors? Different versions of the same story aren't just harmless variations. They're calculated manipulations, each tailored to deceive a specific audience. Sudden corrections or backtracking when challenged. Imagine watching someone stumble over their words, their sentences twisting and turning like a labyrinth. Sudden corrections aren't just innocent slip-ups. They're frantic attempts to rewrite the script, to cover their tracks and conceal their deceit. Psychological signs: avoidance of direct answers, deflecting or changing the subject when asked a direct question. Have you ever posed a direct question to someone only to watch them sidestep it like a matador evading a bull? Deflection isn't just a conversational tactic, it's a strategic maneuver, a calculated attempt to steer the conversation away from uncomfortable truths, providing indirect or evasive responses. Picture this: someone dancing around a question, their words weaving a tangled web of half-truths and misdirection. Evasion isn't just a linguistic quirk, it's a deliberate strategy, a verbal sleight of hand designed to mislead and deceive. Answering questions with questions to stall. Imagine asking someone a direct question, only to receive another question in return, like a game of verbal ping pong. Answering with questions isn't just a playful exchange, it's a tactical delay, a calculated stalling tactic designed to buy time and avoid scrutiny, offering broad statements that lack specificity. Have you ever listened to someone offer a vague response to a pointed question, their words as nebulous as a foggy morning? Broad statements aren't just innocent generalizations. They're calculated obfuscations, strategic maneuvers to obscure the truth and evade accountability, giving rehearsed or overly prepared answers. Ever felt like you were listening to someone recite lines from a script, their words polished and rehearsed to perfection? Rehearsed answers aren't just innocent preparations. They're scripted performances, carefully crafted to deceive and manipulate, using humor or sarcasm to avoid answering seriously. Imagine asking someone a serious question, only to receive a flippant remark or a sarcastic quip in response. Humor isn't just a coping mechanism, it's a diversionary tactic, a calculated attempt to deflect attention and avoid uncomfortable truths. Emotional inconsistencies, expressions that don't match the content of the conversation. Have you ever noticed someone's facial expressions betraying the words they speak, like a discordant melody? Emotional incongruence isn't just a mismatch. It's a glaring discrepancy, a sign that the speaker's words are out of tune with their true feelings, showing excessive or inappropriate emotional reactions. Picture this: someone reacting with exaggerated emotion to a trivial event, their tears flowing like a river in a desert. Excessive emotions aren't just a sign of sensitivity. They're a smokescreen, a theatrical performance designed to distract from the truth they seek to conceal. Abrupt changes in emotional state during conversation. Ever witnessed someone's emotions shift like the changing tides, their mood swinging from one extreme to another? Emotional volatility isn't just a passing phase, it's a red flag, a sign that the speaker's emotional landscape is as unstable as the ground beneath your feet. Lack of emotional response where one would be expected. Imagine watching someone remain stoic in the face of tragedy, their face a mask of indifference. Lack of emotion isn't just a sign of resilience. It's a warning, a signal that the speaker's emotional well runs dry, devoid of genuine feeling, forced or unnatural expressions of emotion. What happens when someone's laughter sounds hollow, their smiles painted on like a mask? Forced emotions aren't just awkward moments. They're calculated performances, a charade designed to deceive and manipulate, emotions that seem exaggerated or out of place. Ever encountered someone whose reactions seem larger than life, their emotions an overture to a grand opera? Exaggerated emotions aren't just dramatic flair. They're a telltale sign, a flashing neon sign that the truth lies buried beneath layers of theatricality. Overemphasis on truthfulness, repeatedly stating, "I'm being honest," or "I swear." Have you ever listened to someone pepper their speech with assurances of honesty, their words punctuated with solemn oaths? Repetitive affirmations aren't just innocent declarations. They're desperate pleas, a last-ditch effort to convince others of their integrity. Using phrases like, "to tell you the truth" or "believe me." Picture this, someone peppering their speech with phrases meant to lend credibility, their words a carefully crafted facade. Oft-repeated phrases aren't just linguistic quirks, they're calculated maneuvers, a strategic attempt to manipulate perception and gain trust, overemphasizing the importance of their honesty. Imagine someone going to great lengths to convince others of their trustworthiness, their words a symphony of self-praise. Overemphasis isn't just innocent self-assurance, it's a performance, a carefully choreographed dance meant to dazzle and deceive, asserting trustworthiness without being prompted. Ever encountered someone who feels the need to constantly assert their honesty? Their words a relentless barrage of self-affirmation? Unprompted assertions aren't just innocent declarations, they're preemptive strikes, a defensive posture meant to ward off suspicion and deflect scrutiny, frequently assuring that they would never lie. What happens when someone repeatedly insists on their incorruptibility, their words a shield against doubt? Repeated assurances aren't just expressions of confidence, they're a smokescreen, a veil of false piety meant to conceal the truth, providing justifications for their truthfulness. Imagine someone going to great lengths to explain why they could never tell a lie, their words a tangled web of self-justification. Justifications aren't just innocent explanations, they're elaborate excuses, a labyrinth of deceit designed to deflect suspicion and mask deception. Techniques to spot lies. Ask open-ended questions, encourage them to elaborate on their story. How much can you learn from a simple yes or no? Open-ended questions demand more than a monosyllabic response. They require elaboration, detail, and depth, revealing the true extent of the speaker's deception. Ask for detailed descriptions of events or actions. What's the harm in asking for specifics? By requesting detailed descriptions, you force the liar to weave a more intricate web of deceit, increasing the likelihood of inconsistencies and slip-ups. Request specific examples or anecdotes. Can they paint a vivid picture with their words, or will their story remain vague and nebulous? Specific examples require concrete details, making it harder for the liar to maintain their facade of deception. Use questions that require more than a yes or no answer. Why settle for simple affirmations or denials when you can delve deeper? By asking questions that demand explanation and elaboration, you uncover layers of deception hidden beneath the surface. Observe how they handle the need to provide more information. Do they stumble and falter, or do they spin their words with ease? The way they respond to your inquiries speaks volumes about their truthfulness, revealing cracks in the facade of their deception. Compare the richness of detail in different parts of their story. What happens when you scrutinize their narrative under a microscope? Discrepancies in detail reveal inconsistencies in their story, exposing the tangled web of lies they've woven. Follow-up questions probe deeper into specific aspects of their initial response. Why settle for surface-level answers when you can dig deeper? Follow-up questions force the liar to navigate treacherous waters, revealing the depth of their deception with each passing query. Ask for clarification on ambiguous points. What happens when you shine a spotlight on the murky corners of their narrative? Clarification requests expose the shadows where deception lurks, illuminating the truth hidden beneath layers of deceit. Request additional details or context. Can they provide a more complete picture, or will they stumble over their words? Additional details serve as breadcrumbs, leading you down the twisted path of their deception to uncover the truth buried beneath. Revisit earlier statements to check for consistency. What happens when you hold their words up to the light of scrutiny? By comparing past statements with present ones, you reveal the inconsistencies that betray the true nature of their deception. Frame questions in different ways to test their answers. How do they react when you approach the same question from a different angle? By shifting your perspective, you expose the blind spots in their narrative, revealing the truth they seek to conceal. Observe their reaction to being questioned further. Do they wilt under pressure, or do they stand firm in their deception? The way they respond to your inquiry speaks volumes about their truthfulness, revealing the cracks in the facade of their deception. Watch for delayed responses. Notice hesitation before answering straightforward questions. What's behind the pregnant pause that hangs in the air like a dark cloud? Delayed responses aren't just innocent moments of contemplation. They're a sign of inner turmoil, a glimpse into the mind's struggle to fabricate a convincing lie. Look for signs of them thinking too hard before responding. What's happening behind the scenes as they scramble to concoct their next fib? Overthinking isn't just a harmless mental exercise. It's a desperate attempt to navigate the labyrinth of their deception, a futile effort to construct a facade of credibility. Pay attention to long pauses that seem unnatural. Why does silence hang in the air like a heavy fog, suffocating the conversation? Unnatural pauses aren't just innocent breaks in dialogue. They're a window into the liar's soul, a brief glimpse of the chaos that lurks beneath their carefully constructed facade. Compare their response time to other parts of the conversation. What happens when you measure their response time against the rhythm of the conversation? Discrepancies reveal the true nature of their deception, exposing the carefully orchestrated charade they've constructed. Watch for filler words used to buy time. For example, Why do their sentences stumble and falter, like a car sputtering before it stalls? Fillers aren't just innocent linguistic quirks. They're a desperate attempt to buy time, a frantic effort to delay the inevitable revelation of their deception. Assess whether the delay aligns with the complexity of the question. What's behind the hesitation that lingers in the air like a bad smell? Misaligned delays aren't just innocent pauses. They're a sign of the liar's struggle to concoct a plausible response, a futile attempt to bridge the gap between truth and fiction. Check facts independently. Verify their statements against known facts or data. Why trust their words when you can verify them with cold, hard evidence? Independent verification isn't just a precautionary measure. It's a necessary step in unraveling the tangled web of their deception, a relentless pursuit of the truth hidden beneath layers of deceit. Cross-check their story with other sources. What happens when you shine a light on their narrative from multiple angles? Corroborating evidence isn't just a bonus, it's a crucial piece of the puzzle, a key that unlocks the door to the truth, hidden in the shadows. Use background information to test the plausibility of their claims. What happens when you hold their story up to the light of scrutiny, examining it through the lens of logic and reason? Plausibility checks aren't just academic exercises. They're a necessary step in separating fact from fiction, a relentless pursuit of the truth hidden beneath layers of deception. Consult external evidence like documents or records. Why trust their words when you can consult the indisputable evidence contained within official records? External evidence isn't just a supplement to their narrative. It's a necessary counterbalance, a beacon of truth in a sea of lies. Compare their account with eyewitness testimonies. What happens when you listen to the accounts of those who were there, who witnessed the events firsthand? Eyewitness testimony isn't just anecdotal evidence. It's a crucial piece of the puzzle, a window into the truth hidden beneath layers of deception. Look for discrepancies between their story and verifiable information. Why trust their words when you can compare them against the immutable truths of the world? Discrepancies aren't just innocent inconsistencies. They're glaring red flags, a warning sign that the truth lies buried beneath layers of deception. Applying Stoic principles, maintaining calmness and objectivity. Practice deep breathing and mindfulness to stay calm. How can you maintain your composure in the face of deception? Deep breathing and mindfulness exercises aren't just relaxation techniques. They're weapons in your arsenal, tools to help you navigate the turbulent waters of deceit with grace and poise. Focus on the facts rather than emotions. What happens when you strip away the veneer of emotion, focusing instead on cold, hard logic? Emotional detachment isn't just a coping mechanism. It's a shield, protecting you from the turmoil of deception and guiding you toward the truth hidden beneath layers of deceit. Remind yourself that their actions reflect on them, not you. Why let their lies tarnish your reputation when their deceit is a reflection of their own character? Self-assurance isn't just a matter of ego, it's a source of strength, empowering you to weather the storm of deception with dignity and integrity. Keep a neutral tone and demeanor during conversations. How can you maintain your objectivity when emotions run high? A neutral tone and demeanor aren't just polite decorum, they're a strategic choice, a shield against the slings and arrows of deception that seek to pierce your resolve. Avoid jumping to conclusions without evidence. What happens when you resist the urge to rush to judgment, waiting instead for the evidence to speak for itself? Patience isn't just a virtue, it's a strategy, a calculated move in the game of deception that allows you to discern truth from fiction with clarity and precision. Reflect on Stoic teachings about maintaining equanimity in the face of adversity. How can the wisdom of the Stoics guide you through the murky waters of deceit? Reflecting on Stoic teachings isn't just an intellectual exercise, it's a lifeline, a beacon of light illuminating the path to truth amidst the darkness of deception. Seeking input from trusted mentors. Engage in discussions with mentors or trusted advisors. How can the wisdom of others help you navigate the complexities of deception? Seeking input from mentors isn't just a sign of weakness, it's a strength, a recognition of the value of collective wisdom in unraveling the tangled web of deceit. Listen actively to different perspectives and insights. What happens when you open your ears to the chorus of voices around you, each offering a unique perspective on the truth? Active listening isn't just a courtesy, it's a necessity, a prerequisite for discerning truth from fiction amidst the cacophony of deception. Consider the advice and experiences of others before making judgments. Why rely solely on your own judgment when the wisdom of others can light your path? Considering the advice and experiences of others isn't just a formality, it's a necessity, a safeguard against the pitfalls of deception that lurk around every corner. Evaluate the credibility of your sources before trusting their input. How can you separate the wheat from the chaff when it comes to advice and insights? Evaluating the credibility of your sources isn't just common sense, it's a necessity, a filter to sift through the noise and uncover the nuggets of truth hidden within. Seek guidance from those with a proven track record of wisdom and integrity. What happens when you place your trust in those who have earned it through years of wisdom and integrity? Seeking guidance from trusted mentors isn't just a smart move, it's a strategic choice, a beacon of light guiding you through the stormy seas of deception. Be open to challenging your own beliefs and assumptions. How can you grow if you're not willing to question your own beliefs and assumptions? Openness to challenge isn't just a sign of intellectual humility, it's a prerequisite for growth, a willingness to embrace the uncomfortable truths hidden beneath the surface of deception. Reading Stoic literature. Immerse yourself in the timeless wisdom of Stoic philosophers. How can the words of long-dead philosophers guide you through the trials and tribulations of modern life? Immerse yourself in Stoic literature isn't just an academic exercise. It's a journey, a quest for the timeless truths that transcend the boundaries of time and space. Reflect on the Stoic principles of virtue, reason, and self-discipline. What happens when you align your actions with the timeless virtues espoused by the Stoics? Reflecting on Stoic principles isn't just an intellectual exercise, it's a transformation, a journey toward enlightenment and self-mastery amidst the chaos of deception. Consider how Stoic teachings apply to your own experiences and challenges. How can the wisdom of the Stoics illuminate the path ahead, guiding you through the labyrinth of deceit? Applying Stoic teachings isn't just a theoretical exercise, it's a practical tool, a compass to navigate the turbulent waters of deception with wisdom and clarity. Explore the Stoic concepts of detachment and equanimity. What happens when you learn to detach yourself from the tumultuous emotions stirred up by deception? Exploring Stoic concepts isn't just an intellectual pursuit, it's a journey, a quest for inner peace amidst the stormy seas of deceit. Seek inspiration from the stories of Stoic figures who faced adversity with courage and resilience. How can the stories of ancient Stoics inspire you to face the challenges of modern life with courage and resilience? Drawing inspiration from Stoic figures isn't just a form of hero worship. It's a reminder, a beacon of light guiding you through the darkest nights of deception. Apply Stoic principles to your own life and experiences. What happens when you integrate Stoic wisdom into your daily routine, transforming theory into practice? Applying Stoic principles isn't just a theoretical exercise. It's a way of life, a roadmap to navigate the twists and turns of deception with integrity and clarity. Striving for balance. Avoid falling into the trap of excessive skepticism or cynicism. How can you maintain a healthy skepticism without succumbing to cynicism? Striking a balance isn't just a matter of semantics. It's a delicate dance, a tightrope walk between doubt and despair amidst the fog of deception. Cultivate trust without being naive or gullible. How can you open your heart to trust without leaving yourself vulnerable to deception? Cultivating trust isn't just a leap of faith, it's a calculated risk, a gamble on the inherent goodness of humanity amidst the shadows of deceit. Recognize that trust must be earned, but can also be lost. How can you reconcile the paradox of trust? A fragile thread that binds us together yet can be easily severed. Recognizing the ephemeral nature of trust isn't just a sobering realization. It's a wake-up call, a reminder to tread carefully amidst the minefield of deception. Be mindful of your own biases and prejudices when evaluating trustworthiness. How can you trust your judgment when your vision is clouded by biases and prejudices? Mindfulness isn't just a buzzword. It's a practice, a discipline to cultivate clarity and discernment amidst the murky waters of deception. Exercise discernment in whom you choose to trust. How can you separate the wheat from the chaff when it comes to trustworthiness? Discernment isn't just a skill, it's an art, a finely tuned instrument that allows you to navigate the labyrinth of deceit with wisdom and clarity. Be willing to give second chances, but not at the expense of your own well-being. How can you balance forgiveness with self-preservation in the face of betrayal? Offering second chances isn't just an act of generosity. It's a calculated risk, a gamble on the potential for redemption amidst the wreckage of deception. Conclusion recap of key points. Summarize the main behavioral, verbal, and psychological signs of lying. What are the key indicators of deceit? Understanding these signs is crucial for discerning truth from falsehood. Reinforce the techniques to spot lies, such as asking open-ended questions and verifying facts. How can you apply these techniques effectively? Practicing these methods enhances your ability to detect deception and maintain integrity. Emphasize the importance of staying calm and objective, practicing detachment, and cultivating wisdom. Why are these qualities essential? They empower you to navigate deceitful situations with clarity, resilience, and ethical integrity. Final thoughts. We encourage you to practice these skills in your daily life. In conclusion, by honing your ability to spot signs of deception, applying Stoic principles, and fostering a commitment to truth-seeking, you can navigate life's complexities with clarity, resilience, and integrity. As you embark on this journey of self-discovery and ethical living, may you find strength in their pursuit of authenticity and wisdom in their quest for truth. Thank you for joining me on this exploration of detecting deception through the lens of Stoic principles. If you found this content valuable and would like to see more, don't hesitate to hit the like button, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel for future updates. Your support helps us continue to create content that empowers and enlightens. And remember, your feedback matters. Do you enjoy this type of content? Let me know in the comments below. Until next time, stay vigilant, stay wise, and stay subscribed. Thanks for watching. Stoic Unbroken.